What's going on, Muscle Monsters? Alain Gonzalez here, and today I want to talk about one of the most life-changing lessons that I've ever learned. Jesus. All right, so this is something that I learned from my brother, and he's always been the kind of person who's been very easygoing, meaning you'll never see him stressed out or worried about shit. Meanwhile, I was the opposite, right? No matter what was going on in my life, I was stressed out or worried that whatever situation was going to arise and I'd be fucked, and I would complain. And so the lesson is something that I've always known but never kind of, I guess, put into practice. And it's something basic that you probably already know as well, but maybe you just need to be reminded, right? And that is that when we stress or worry about something that we have absolutely no control over, it's 100% useless, right? There's no positive outcome. In fact, there's no neutral outcome. There is a negative outcome, okay? So, whenever you're in a situation in your life where you feel stressed or worried or you're complaining, I want you to take a step back. And this sounds very airy-fairy, kind of fucking, but the idea is real, okay? Take a step back and ask yourself, what can I do to change this or be proactive about this, right? So say, for example, I don't know, you lost your job, or you feel that you might lose your job. Well, instead of worrying about what you're gonna do if you lose your job, start being proactive, right? Start looking for another job. Start putting together a plan so that you're not fucked if you do lose your job. You understand what I'm saying? Now, there's gonna be other situations that may arise in your life that you have zero control over, meaning there's not gonna be a way to be proactive. It's just something that you're going to have to accept, right? Maybe you lost a loved one and you want to bitch and complain that they're not here, and I know it's tough and I know it's stressful, and you are going to be in a position where for a certain amount of time where you're going to mourn, right? And that's normal. But after that period, right, it's just something you're going to have to accept and move forward. In those situations, what I would recommend is kind of just find the silver lining, right? Think about what that person left you with in terms of memories or even wisdom, and then things that aren't as dark when you do actually lose your job, right? Instead of worrying about how you're going to pay the rent and stressing about it and complaining about it, start looking for a job. Start figuring out ways to make a little bit of extra cash to make sure that you don't put yourself in a bad situation, right? So the idea is simple, okay? We're always going to have certain situations in our life that could either be very stressful, cause us to complain, or that make us worry. But when we complain, worry, or stress, it doesn't help the situation. So instead, do one of two things. Number one, figure out how you can change it or fix it. And if there's absolutely no way that you can change it or fix it, and believe me, 9 times out of 10, there is something you can change to fix it, right? Or fix to change it, all right? But if there is no way, then just accept it. Don't piss and moan, lay in bed depressed. It's not going to help you, okay? So that's the very simple message. Don't stress over shit you don't have any control over. And if you do have control over it, take action instead.